Hi, this is Pat and Bonnie with the Pat Bolger Realty Group. And today, of course, I'm with my trusty companion, Bonnie. And Bonnie, what's on your mind?
Well, one of the things is that we hear it all the time, Pat. How much is my house worth? And
Yes.
what, at the Pat Bolger Realty Group, do you go through on a daily basis? We hear this question because people don't know, and they ask you. And what is your process on determining what is the value of a home and what it should go on the market for?
Well, you're right. It's a good question. We get asked it all the time. It's like, I remember the old adage is some fellow like Frank Sinatra or whatever would go to somebody's house for dinner, and of course they'd ask him to sing. So whenever I go somewhere, people do ask me, hey, Pat, what's my house worth, or whatever. And I have to tell you, I'm not that smart. I don't know. I can't just walk into a house and tell you what it's worth. I do have to go back to the office, and I have to go through the house. I have to take notes. Nowadays, it's nice I can take pictures of my camera phone sometimes, so I remember some of the cool features. And then I got to come back to the office, and I got to research it and stuff. And it takes me hours to do it, to come up with a price. And then sometimes it's still, kind of just a gut feeling, and that's what I said is there is no one price for everything. It's not, like it's sometimes people seem to think that there's one price for everything, and like it's like like a commodity at the store. I mean, for instance, you can go to Best Buy and all that washer and dryer or whatever. It's X amount of dollars, but that's not really necessarily true with a home. There is no set price, I guess. One of the problems in the industry sometimes is that people do think is that some realtors do think that they know what everything's worth, and it's very annoying. It's one of my pet peeves is that this agent, they sell 3 houses a year, but they know what everything's worth, and stuff, and this is worth that, this is whatever, crime. How do you know when I don't? You know what I mean?
So what's the danger in that?
Well, because they're a lot of times their buyer, they may come into your listing and their buyer, and they tell the buyer it's overpriced. It's based on their limited experience, but the buyer believes them because they think they're the expert, and stuff, and so that is a danger. How I like to price houses, by the way, is we pride ourselves on the Pat Bolger Real Estate Group of trying to get you more money for your house. Okay, we've talked about earlier is, when you're in with you just come into real estate, you get trained, they kind of train you how to sell a house quickly and fastly, So you come in and your house, say for instance, worth $250,000. You look at the comparables; they're selling for $250,000. You say, Mrs. Jones, your house is worth $250,000. Let's price it at $250,000, and
off you
right,
go. Yeah.
And you sell it right away. Well, you don't get $250, then you probably get $245 or $242.
Less.
Stuff. And now you're actually bringing the market down, and stuff and things, instead of bringing it up. So I've always been a believer into, first off, giving yourself a little bit of room. Most homes sell on average here in Lake Country of about a 96% list to sell ratio, meaning they sell within 4% of their list price. But also too is I'm a big believer in letting the house find its market. Okay, so I come in and say, for instance, I look at that home and I see that yes, there are stuff that are selling in that neighborhood for $250,000. Maybe I'm just making numbers up, by the way. We should be talking about a neighborhood maybe a little higher. Let's say everybody's selling in that neighborhood for $600,000. The average home in there seems to be they're selling for about $600,000. But you know what? Most of them sold last year, and the market's considerably better this year. And the market, the supply on the market is down quite a bit, and there's more buyers out there, and so, maybe homes would be bring in more money, right? Maybe we should try it a little higher. Maybe we should be at 6 1/4. Right, or whatever, and see what happens. So I call it, now the adage is, geez, don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do, put your house on the market too high and nobody's ever gonna buy it. It's gonna get a stigma, or whatever. No, it's not, trust me, it's not. So I like this. This is a graph that I kind of came up with.
It's simple. to understand?
Yes, it's simple and it's and basic and what really it's hard for you to see. But the first one is it's a couple of different lines. So you start your home off. This is called letting your house find its market and find the market, right? You start the house off now. For instance, if it's the homes in there are selling around 600,000, we're not going to be stupid. We're not going to put it at 800,000 or something like that. But we're realistically, let's give it a chance, right? And we'll put it at some number that we all agree on. Now I always tell my sellers too, listen, this is your money, not mine. I'm just here to be the devil's advocate, so to speak. I'm going to try to inform you as much as I can, and you make the decisions, right? So maybe we start off at 6.25 on this home, or 640 or something. We start off, and then we don't just forget about it. We monitor the traffic. Okay, how's it doing on the internet? Is it getting hits? Now remember, there's a difference between hits and clicks. It's going to get hundreds of clicks, but hits are going to be less. But hits are what we're looking for. That's where they come in and look at all the pictures, the video, they do the deep dive on it. So are we getting the internet hits? Secondly, is that translating into the doorbell test? Are they coming to see it, right? So we have to monitor these. And each market's going to be different. Some markets you're going to get, 40 hits a week and maybe 3 to 5 showings. In other markets, you may be lucky to get, 1 showing, right? So anyway, you have to know the market. But we're going to monitor that. So if that's not working too well, we lower the price again, and this shows it. It shows, the first one thing, no activity. The second one, a little bit of activity, right? And so we're not really getting an activity yet. And then the third one shows a bunch of activity. And that's what happens is you have it right when all of a sudden you're getting a lot of hits and a lot of interest on the internet. And also then the doorbell test is working, and you're getting people nowadays, before somebody actually buys your house, for whatever reason, people threaten to buy it. They'll come back for many showings, and they'll ask lots of questions and do all kinds of research and stuff. And you have people threatening to buy it, and then your house is priced right when you got all that going on. You're just in the right place in just a matter of time.
And you get people more money for their
Well, yeah, sometimes we're lucky enough to get people, we've had up as high as 25, 26%. For a while, we were trying to get like 18%, but even 9% is good, and 6% is good, and whatever we can get, we get as much. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're just able to get what market value is. But the point is, we're able to sell the home, and when we can put more money in our sellers' pockets, that's a good thing for everybody. It raises the property values around you. It gives the seller a little more money. And it doesn't hurt the buyer either, because once he buys, he raises the property values and stuff. So it's good for everybody. Underselling a property, I think, is bad for everybody. And most times when you see a home and it sells too fast, it's because it's undervalued. So that's why. It's not just because it was a good marketing job, because usually none of these people do any marketing. So by the way, that's the moral of the story. Is nobody can walk in the house and know exactly what it's worth without doing some research. Otherwise they're darn good, and I haven't met anybody that good yet. So, but I'm really good at this. I think I'm really good at pricing homes. And so if you'd like me to put the time and effort into pricing your home, I'd be happy to do it. Just give me a call, drop me a line, and be happy to do it. I actually enjoy it. This is Pat and Bonnie with the Pat Bolger Realty Group. Thanks for watching.